Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of literature's all-time greatest villains and figuring out how he went from a simple, terrifying demon into a complex mirror, one that reflects our own inner darkness.
So, let me ask you a question. What is it that makes a villain stick with you? Is it just how powerful they are or how cruel? Or is it something deeper, something that kind of gets under your skin and says something true about us?
You see, some villains go way beyond just being the bad guy. They become a mirror, and there is no character that embodies this idea better than the one, the only, Mephistopheles.
But here's the thing. The Mephistopheles that we think of today, this complex, fascinating figure, he wasn't always like that, not even close. To really understand his transformation, we have to go back to the very beginning.
His story first pops up in a German text from 1587 called the Faust book. And in this original version, Mephistopheles wasn't some symbol of a psychological struggle. Nope, he was a straight-up, one-dimensional, purely evil tempter.
This early version of him was just this sinister, cunning antagonist with a one-track mind. His only goal, his entire reason for being, was to get Faust's soul and drag it down to hell. He was a purely external force of evil, with none of the complexity we see later.
And he accomplished this with a little trick that would become absolutely legendary, the Faustian bargain. It's this diabolical pact for a person's soul.
The deal was pretty simple, but totally terrifying. Faust gets everything he could ever want: forbidden knowledge, power, all the pleasure in the world. And what's the price? The ultimate currency, his immortal soul. I mean, the stakes just don't get any higher than that.
A great way to think about it is like a really dangerous, high-interest loan. You get everything you want right now, instantly, but the collateral you put up is your soul, a price that is, quite literally, infinite.
And for centuries, this was the Mephistopheles the world knew, this one-dimensional villain. But then, one literary genius came along and changed the game forever.
Johan Wolf Gang Vonga Goethe and his play Faust was a total game changer. This wasn't just another retelling of the same old story. Oh no, it was a complete reimagining that took Mephistopheles from a simple villain and turned him into this complex, timeless symbol.
The true genius of what Goethe did was to move the battlefield. The fight was no longer this external struggle against a demon from hell. It became an internal war fought right inside Faust's own mind and soul.
So what did this new and improved Mephistopheles actually look like? Well, Goethe gave him 4 new, interconnected roles that just breathed so much life and complexity into the character. He was still the tempter, for sure, but now he was also this sharp-witted cynic, constantly challenging ideas of morality. He became a psychological foil, basically reflecting Faust's own darkest desires back at him. And through all this, he became a way for us, the audience, to explore the complexities of being human itself.
And the change was just absolute. Look at this. Mephistopheles went from being this outside threat to a multifaceted symbol of our own internal conflicts and all those messy moral gray areas.
And this incredible transformation, that's the real key to his lasting power. He became so much more than a devil. He became a mirror to ourselves.
Suddenly, he wasn't just a symbol of evil. He was a symbol of human complexity. You know, our inner conflicts, our unspoken desires, and all those moral gray areas that we have to navigate every single day.
By moving that conflict inward, Goethe made the story totally universal. The struggle against our own demons, well, that's a story that resonates with everyone, everywhere, at any time.
And we see echoes of this idea all over the world. Take Polish folklore, for example, and the legend of Pan Tarwadowski, another scholar who makes a very similar deal for knowledge and power.
It even pops up in modern American comics. Marvel's villain Mephisto? That's a direct homage. He's always tempting superheroes with these soul-binding contracts.
And all the way over in Japanese manga, in a series called Blue Exorcist, the character Mephistopheles shows up as this eccentric, morally ambiguous, and really enigmatic figure.
So you see, Goethe's transformation is what gave Mephistopheles his true power. He's not just some demon to be afraid of anymore. He's a mirror, reflecting our own deepest struggles and desires right back at us.
And that kind of leaves us with a final, provocative question. If Mephistopheles is just a reflection of our own ambition and our own capacity for self-destruction, is he really an external enemy we have to fight, or is he actually an internal part of ourselves that we have to confront?